All right. I'm sure you're all wondering what the hell happened today. I felt a little crazy as the Matrix seemed to go out of sorts and get a glitch of time speeding up, especially between the hours of, I don't know, I felt like it was from 10 a.m. until 5 o'clock. So you probably noticed the same thing. And I got home and I really thought I was losing my mind at times. So I started looking in my ephemeris to see what was going on today. And I thought I would share with you so you don't feel so crazy yourself. Okay? So today, what's going on, I think, astrologically, we've got the moon is in Capricorn in opposition to Mercury, which is in Cancer. Now, we just had Saturn go retrograde in Aries. I believe that happened yesterday. So, with that happening, that is creating a square, which is a hard aspect. It's creating a square to Mercury and the moon, which are in opposition to each other anyway. So, Saturn is creating a square, which is making a hard aspect to those two signs, which does create time lapse, time travel, things speeding up, loss of time. You might have wondered what the hell happened. You were having your lunch and then all of a sudden it's time for dinner. It's like, where did the time go? What happened today? It just seems like it sped up really fast today. And all of that came right after we had the whole barbalt basket, which kind of pushed things over the edge a bit. Everybody had been talking about the barball basket, which started, I believe, the end of last week, and it created a push for what's already going on. And so I looked up a few things, and I really wanted to talk about those because we're moving into a time for the eclipses. The solar eclipse is going to be coming up on August the 12th, and the sun, moon are going to be conjunct, and Mercury and Jupiter will be conjunct. They're not all four conjuncting together, but Mercury and Jupiter will conjunct within the degrees, and the sun and moon will conjunct within their degrees, within 10 degrees. That's what conjunct means, within 10 degrees of each other in the same sign, same house. And so we've got sun, moon conjunct in Leo, and Mercury and Jupiter will also be conjunct in Leo. And the north node is in Aquarius, and it's going retrograde, okay? And so it's going to cause some disruption here. And, you know, Leo is all coming up. This is coming up, moving into the 1st of August, okay? So this video is from now moving on up through August into the 12th, which will be the eclipse time, the total solar eclipse, okay? And that solar eclipse, you know, it's Leo. And so that eclipse is going to really cast some shade on the energy of Leo, which is all about dynamic, that dynamic energy of being seen, being heard. It's very, it can be egoic in itself, about beauty and how it looks and how it can be seen. And, Leo rules the heart as well. But Leo does like to be the center of attention. And it's coming up with the solar eclipse is going to kind of cast a shadow on all of that dynamic energy. And with the North Node in Aquarius retrograde, this is going to be a disruption of communication, transformation. It's prompting change for sure. And I think it's going to prompt change on the bigger scheme of things as far as like what's happening in the world politically, with all of that Leo energy about look at me, look at what I'm doing, here's what's going on. I do believe that the solar eclipse is going to, actually cast a shadow over that, and I do believe people are going to be able to see what's really going on, because when the eclipse throws a shadow there, it's not blinding you anymore, because all that Leo energy can be very blinding. It's it really can, you have to wear your sunglasses to look at Leo sometimes because they're just blinding with that energy. But I think the solar eclipse is going to throw a shade there, and people will be able to really see without, without the glare. The glare is gone, and you can see things for what they really are. So it's good. It'll create a disruption also with that North Node in Aquarius. And in previous times when the North Node was in Aquarius, that's when in the 1930s we had the New Deal. That's when the New Deal came into effect. And then in the 1950s, the Civil Rights Movement came, and then the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. So these are about, social reform. That's where we're kind of going. So it's not just social reform on the outer, the mundane outside of us. It's about reform on the inside too. And that's what just happened with this glitch in time. It's just prompting you to clear the clutter. I did make a post on my Facebook page called Zen Girl Magic about how it's, it's the clutter that's going on there. So you might want to take a look at that afterwards, what I posted on Facebook on Zen Girl Magic, okay, about how this is really prompting to go within and really reassess, and it's forcing you. It's actually a hard aspect that's forcing you to really look at yourself and what's important to you and what's not important and what you've been spending your time on. And if you clean up some of the clutter in those spaces, you might see what's lurking behind the all that mess. Opportunities that are being missed because there's so much distraction and clutter going on. So that's what I was going to talk about as well. But I'm kind of going on the fly with this. So I've got my ephemeris here, and I'm going to pull it up real fast and kind of give you some ideas for today. So we've got the sun in Leo, of course, and moon is in Capricorn in opposition to Mercury in Cancer. Okay, so that's creating some confusion for sure. And you've got Venus in Virgo. And Venus is, of course, the natural ruler of Venus is Taurus and also Libra, and it's got Virgo, which is a matter of fact. Virgo's in there right now, just kind of like saying, enough of just the silliness. We're going to make some changes here. Okay, so Venus, which usually is fairly lighthearted and has a lot of characteristics of beauty and love and artistic values. So Mars is in Gemini right now, and Mars in Gemini does keep you thinking. It is about using your voice to to affect those changes that are being that you have to it's a demand that you look and give those changes. And Mars is the planet of oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. This is what's happening here. Okay. Mars is the planet of action, and it's still in Gemini, which is about creating action through verbalism, which I'm having a hard time with right now. So that's what that's about. And Jupiter is in Leo right now. As I said, as we go into the eclipse, the solar eclipse season, which is coming up on the 12th of August. So we're going to see some really unusual, interesting things with this Saturn in retrograde in Aries, okay? Aries is about action and about, so that action and moving forward and pioneering, it's in Saturn right now, and it's retrograde. It's forcing us to go back and look at our plan of action. And, you might need to really rethink what your plan of action is. And it might not be the right way at this time. But, they were talking about CERN. Well, CERN is closed. It's not open at this time. So you can't blame it on CERN. Let's just say that. You cannot blame it on CERN. Neptune is also in Aries. It's in retrograde as well. So you got Neptune, which is all about dreaminess and you know, otherworldly. It's paired up there in Aries retrograde, and it is within, yeah, it's conjuncting that Saturn in Aries retrograde with Neptune in Aries retrograde. Yeah, okay. That's causing some havoc there too. So everything seems like a dream today. It's very dreamy and otherworldly, which is why people are kind of acting crazy, you know, wondering what the hell happened today. Because there was a glitch in the matrix, basically. And that glitch in the matrix was affecting all of us with that Saturn in retrograde. Saturn went retrograde, I believe, a day ago. In Aries, I'm looking to see. I think it was yesterday. Let's see here. I'll be able to tell you because, yeah, it happened yesterday in the evening. So as you woke up today, the whole day was about to be crazy anyway, as far as the time. So, you know, time travel today, probably a lot of people felt like they did time travel in some way because by the time 10 o'clock hit, you know, and you had your late breakfast, all of a sudden you're wondering what the hell happened. It's 6 o'clock and it's time for dinner, and I don't know what just happened to me. Where did I go? Where did I, you know, where did I time travel to? And you're not crazy. So I just want you to know that. You're definitely not crazy. And I'm going to go into more depth in another video about the solar eclipse that's coming up and the full moon. Okay, we do have, I believe, let's see what the moon phases are. Yeah, we got that full moon coming up on the 29th. And the full moon is in Aquarius. So, you know, that's in opposition also to the sun in Leo. So we got a lot of aspects hitting us right now. And that's causing this glitch in the matrix, so to speak. So with the approaching full moon coming up in Aquarius in opposition to the sun in Leo, and then we've got that Aries, Saturn in Aries retrograde, which is in creating that square, that hard aspect to the sun. To the moon in Capricorn in opposition to Mercury in Cancer. So yeah, it will definitely make you question yourself. And I just wanted to create this video after posting on Zen Girl Magic that no, you're not crazy. You're absolutely not crazy. We all did go through some sort of shift today. I don't know what to call it. And it seemed as though time travel really did happen, and time sped up. It did happen to all of us in some way. And everybody's talking about it, how they feel like it made them crazy for a minute. And I probably looked crazy all day long as I had to take my car and I'm having the motor rebuilt. So I'm on a scooter that a friend loaned me, and I had to learn to shift and downshift because I used to have an old scooter and it was nothing like this. It was a more powerful scooter, but it didn't have gears, and this one has gears like a motorcycle. So I'm out there with all of this going on, learning to shift and downshift and upshift while I'm riding this scooter, thinking that I had lost my mind and I wasn't sure what was going on. So that was how my day was. Anyway, you're not crazy. I am gonna make another video this week about the upcoming full moon that's already approaching in 2 days. So I guess I better get a move on, huh? Get a fire under my ass to get that going. As I've lost time today and didn't know what happened. Anyway, I will have another video. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and just know we're all in this together. We're not crazy. It did really have a glitch in the matrix, and we all did time travel in some way, somewhere, somehow. Okay, even if it was just in your living room or if it was just in the office. All right, have a wonderful evening, and I will be back to do another video, okay?